Early morning, the 48th floor of One Market Plaza glowed like a spaceship. Victoria Langford stood before the wall of screens, her Louboutin heels silent on the Italian marble. The displays showed numbers she knew by heart. Last quarter's sales exceeded targets by nearly 9%. Every advertising dollar yielded over 4 in profit. And the new VIP client list featured names with assets in the tens of millions. But one glaring red column made her pause. Customer satisfaction. The Mission branch had plummeted from 78 to 41 in just 3 weeks. Victoria whispered rumors. On the desk, her iPad was open to Yelp. 2 one-star reviews sat boldly at the top. The tall male manager smirked and told me to go buy a bicycle somewhere else. I just wanted to look at a Bentley for my elderly mother. Blake Harlan, what a sleaze. Asked about car prices and got chased out like a dog. She remembered the tiny garage in Oakland when she was 17, the owner hurling a rag in her face and roaring, "Girls belong at home sewing." Victoria opened the steel cabinet behind the abstract painting. Her old coveralls hung there, blue fabric stained with oil, pockets torn untouched. She stripped off her Armani suit, slipped into the coveralls, zipped up a faded gray t-shirt, donned fake glasses, tied her hair in a messy ponytail, and laced up battered Nikes. In the mirror stood an ordinary woman. No one would recognize the queen who'd graced Forbes covers 3 times. She said to herself, "Let's go then," vanished into the private elevator. The 24th Street Mission Station buzzed like a beehive. Victoria merged into the crowd, a Latina mother cradling a sleeping child, a construction worker yawning wide, a student with earbuds humming softly. The scent of toasted bread and street coffee wafted by. She bought a one-way ticket with loose change huddling in a train car corner. No one noticed the woman in old coveralls, her canvas bag frayed at the shoulder. 20 minutes later, the train stopped. Victoria emerged into the brilliant California sun. The glass facade of Luxe Wheels Elite, Mission flagship, loomed golden logo blazing 3 Lamborghinis lined up like warriors. She took a deep breath and pushed through the glass door. A soft chime rang. The air was icy cold, laced with new leather and expensive men's cologne. The receptionist, with highlighted hair, glanced up for a second, then returned to painting her nails. Victoria approached the Bentley Continental counter, her fingers lightly tracing the glossy paint. "Hey, you there!" A deep male voice boomed from behind. She turned. Blake Harlan, 38, 6'3", gray suit hugging his frame, blood-red tie, gleaming watch. He crossed his arms, lips curling in a sneer. "Missy, this isn't a junkyard. Get out before you dirty my marble floor." He pointed to the door, his gold-ringed index finger jabbing the air. Victoria stayed silent, memorizing the sleazy grin, the eyes scanning her from head to toe like appraising meat, the way he leaned in to block her path. "I just want to ask about the price," she said softly, her voice trembling on purpose. Blake laughed loudly, the sound echoing off the glass walls. "Price women like you belong on a bus. Don't waste real men's time." He turned away, clapping the shoulder of a middle-aged man in an expensive suit who'd just entered. "Mr. Smith, long time no see. Let me show you the special SVJ, only 3 in Cali." Victoria stood still. Her heart pounded, not from fear, but rage. She quietly pulled out her phone, activated recording, and slipped it into her coveralls pocket. The next scene was ready. The next day at 9:12 a.m., Victoria pushed through the glass doors of Luxe Wheels Elite once more, still in her old coveralls, but this time she added a frayed scarf around her neck, a small detail that made her look even more like a single mother pulling extra shifts. Blake Harlan stood in the middle of the showroom, iPad in hand, laughing loudly with a young couple who'd arrived in an old Porsche. The moment he spotted Victoria, his smile vanished. "Oh God, you again." He sighed, his voice like swatting a fly. "Wasn't yesterday enough I told you women like you belong on a bus?" Victoria bowed her head, feigning awkwardness. I just want to ask about the cheapest model. My family just had a new baby. We need something roomy." Blake let out a contemptuous laugh that echoed through the showroom. He strode over, towering like a wall, leaning down close to her face. "Cheapest nothing here under $1 million, sweetie. Don't waste real men's time. Out there on the corner, there's a bike shop more your speed." He turned to the security guard near the door. "Hey, Mike, escort her out gently. Don't want to embarrass the dealership." Mike, the burly guard, nodded and advanced. Victoria stepped back, her heart pounding, not from fear. She'd recorded enough. Just then, a gentle female voice rang out from behind the consultation desk. "Ma'am, come over here, I'll help you." Mia Reyes, 28, black hair tied high, crisp navy uniform, waved her over. She slipped past Blake, smiling warmly at Victoria. "Don't mind, Mr. Harlan. I'm Mia. You're looking for a family car. I have a few affordable options. Please have a seat." Mia led Victoria to a cozy corner with leather sofas, pouring a complimentary glass of orange juice. She explained slowly in detail: trunk capacity, child safety features, long-term financing plans. "I believe everyone deserves to dream of a beautiful car," Mia whispered once Blake had turned away. "Whether you're in coveralls or a ball gown, I'll serve you the same." Victoria looked at Mia, her eyes suddenly stinging. She remembered herself at 17, chased out of a showroom for not affording a single tire. She quietly snapped a few photos, Blake fawning over a male customer in a Tom Ford suit, while another single mother was ignored in the corner. Before leaving, Victoria placed a hand on Mia's shoulder. Mia smiled. "Come back anytime." 8 a.m. The following day, the glass doors of Luxe Wheels Elite burst open. Victoria Langford strode in form-fitting black dress, 12-cylinder stilettos, hair in a high bun, lips blood red. 2 black-suited bodyguards followed. The entire showroom fell dead silent. Blake was polishing a Ferrari SF90. His hand shook so badly, the cloth dropped to the floor. "Queen Langford," he stammered. Victoria didn't reply. She marched straight to the glass conference room, tapping the table. "All staff, now." 15 minutes later, over 30 people crammed inside. The large screen flickered on. Video 1, Blake smirking, pointing as he chased out the woman in coveralls, Victoria herself. Video 2, Blake scolding a single mother. "Minimum wage and you want a supercar." Video 3, Blake groveling to a male client. "Mr. Smith, I'll hold the special edition just for you." Blake turned ashen. Victoria spoke, her voice ice cold. "Sales don't buy character. A man who bullies women, that's a stain on Luxe Wheels." She recounted evenly, "I was once mocked by men like you while wrenching under muddy cars. Today you're fired, effective immediately." Blake dropped to his knees. "Ma'am, I was just trying to boost sales. Please." Victoria cut him off. "Back door, 5 minutes, or I'll call security." She turned to Mia, huddled in the corner, eyes red. "Ms. Reyes, effective today, you're head of customer service. Double the salary. You're our new face." Victoria addressed the room. "From now on, anyone bullying a customer, man or woman, gets fired. Every customer is VIP. Disagree? The door's open." She clicked the remote. The screen blazed with bold letters, "Zero tolerance for bullying." The room was pin-drop silent. Only Mia smiled faintly, her eyes shining like a light in the dark. 3 months later, Luxe Wheels Elite was no longer a cold palace. Every Monday morning, every employee from receptionist to mechanic sat in a circle for the 360 empathy workshop. They role-played poor customer, rich customer, single mom, powerful man. Mia Reyes stood in the center, marker in hand, scrawling across the whiteboard, "Customers don't buy cars. They buy the feeling of being respected." New policies were plastered everywhere: zero tolerance for bullying. First offense, public warning. Second, fired. 24/7 cameras. Not to intimidate, but to protect both customers and staff. Kindest employee of the month. $5,000 cash plus a trip to Hawaii. Mia launched Cars for Everyone Day the last Saturday of every month. The dealership opened at 6 a.m. Free oil changes for single moms, low-income families, veterans. Lines of beat-up bikes and old scooters snaked around the block. Mia stood outside handing out water. Grinning, "Sis, I'm throwing in a free oil change today." Sales didn't drop, they soared 35%. Old customers returned. New ones flooded in because of TikTok stories. Luxe wheels. I thought it was only for billionaires. They changed my tire for free. Victoria changed her routine. Every Friday, she slipped back into the old coveralls, no bodyguards, no warning, and visited a random branch. She sat in the corner listening. Once she watched Mia on her knees under an elderly woman's rusty Civic wiping oil with her sleeve. The woman cried. First time anyone ever called me ma'am, like I mattered. Victoria left quietly, eyes burning. But the storm wasn't over. Blake Harlan, fired and furious, created an anonymous X account @LuxeTruthHurts. He posted edited clips with captions, "Billionaire bitch fired me out of jealousy. I was just chasing sales. Hypocrite." The post exploded. Boycott Luxe Wheels trended for 48 hours. Mia didn't wait for Victoria. She went live from the showroom floor, uniform crisp, standing beneath the golden logo Harlan used to chase women out like dogs. Here's the full tape. She played the uncut security footage. Real customers flooded the comments. "Mia helped me buy on $2,500 month, no judgment. Single mom here. Got free coffee and zero side-eye. I stand with." Mia overtook #boycott in 12 hours. Victoria sent one internal message. "Thank you, Mia. Thank you, team. Truth wins." 1 year later, Forbes ran the cover, "The Reform Queen Victoria Langford, When Luxury Meets Humanity." The photo, Victoria outside the Mission Branch, wrench in hand, beside Mia and a 22-year-old Vietnamese student, signing her first car, 60-month financing. Chain-wide revenue hit $2.1 billion. But Victoria stopped staring at numbers. She stood in the golden afternoon light, watching Mia kneel beside the student's $30,000 used sedan. "See these treads, good for 3 more years. I've got you." The young woman hugged Mia, sobbing. "You make me feel important." Victoria whispered to herself. Luxury isn't the supercar. It's making a woman feel she matters. She opened her phone, booked next week's undercover visit to Los Angeles. On the showroom wall, the golden logo now carried a tiny new detail, a little bird symbol of freedom, equality, and kindness without borders. The glass doors slid open. A single mom pushed a stroller inside. Mia ran out, beaming, "Welcome. What are we shopping for today?" Victoria turned, melting into the San Francisco crowd. The war on bullying never ends. But today she knew they were winning.